7 years. That's how long my life existed without me. Long enough for my name to rot into a rumor, for my face to turn into something people half remembered and argued about after their third glass of wine. I didn't vanish. I was erased, carefully, publicly, on purpose. And tonight, I walked straight back into the world that buried me, the ballroom drowned in gold. Crystal walls, mirrored ceilings, money dressed up as culture. Billionaires toasted to themselves while a string quartet played like the city outside wasn't cracking under its own weight. I blended in without effort. Black suit, neutral face. No name on the invitation, only a symbol. One I designed years ago, when I learned anonymity could be power. Then I saw her. She was a waitress, late 20s, hair pulled back too tight, shoulders stiff with exhaustion. When our eyes met, the tray in her hands shook. Ice rattled in the glasses. She froze. "Sorry, do I know you? You look familiar." I turned fully toward her. Time slowed in a way it only does before impact. That face, older, sharper, carrying weight it shouldn't have yet. My daughter. Her name rose instinctively in my chest. I swallowed it. Names still have power. I lost the right to use her name the night she chose her mother's version of the truth. People say that sometimes. She studied me like she was searching smoke for a shape she was afraid to recognize. For one fragile second, I saw it real guilt. Then footsteps approached and the moment snapped shut. Laughter cut through the music like glass scraping steel. I didn't need to look. Claire, my ex-wife. Still flawless, still lethal, beauty sharpened into a blade. She hadn't seen me yet, but gravity always wins. The sound dragged me backward. 7 years ago, our daughter's wedding, 200 guests, 200 silent judges, the music stopping as Claire's hand met my face. She screamed about betrayal I never committed. My daughter clutched her arm, nodding, crying just enough to look convincing. That slap wasn't rage, it was execution. By sunrise, my house was gone. My career erased. My reputation burned clean. Even my name was stripped from me. They left me with nothing but the truth, and no one willing to hear it. 7 years later, I bought the company funding this night. I became everything Claire ever worshipped: capital, leverage, influence. I told myself I returned for closure. That lie died the moment I watched my daughter serve champagne to the same people who once applauded my destruction. This wasn't regret. Regret belongs to the innocent. It was recognition. She had fallen far. And her mother never once reached back to pull her up. Around me, whispers traveled fast. Claire's company was bleeding. Lovers disappeared. Headlines went quiet. She never knew who kept her alive these last 2 years. Me. Every loan, every signature, every silent rescue led to tonight. My daughter passed again. Her hands shook harder now. She avoided my eyes, then failed. Something inside her was cracking open. Then our former lawyer approached the same man who helped strip me clean years ago. His face drained when I said his name. I didn't threaten him. Fear understands silence better than language. By midnight, every secret was already moving. False documents, hidden affairs, buried money. I didn't need force. Gravity does the rest. The music cut out. The screen behind the stage lit up. Claire's company logo filled the room. Then the next slide appeared. Effective immediately. All assets of RE Holdings are acquired by Mason Reed Enterprises. My name, the one she buried. The room froze, cameras clicked, oxygen vanished. Claire turned and saw me. For the first time in her life, words abandoned her. Her lips trembled. Mason? I stepped closer, steady as a past that refuses to stay buried. You always said I was nothing without you. She shook her head violently. You can't do this. I already did. She collapsed into the chair. Mascara ran like spilled ink. My daughter stood frozen at the edge of the stage, crying not for me, but for the life she finally realized she'd been living. I walked to her. "Dad, 7 years too late." I handed her an envelope. Inside a deed, company shares, and a note with 2 words, "Start over." Claire screamed my name, begging me to stop. I didn't turn around. I stopped years ago. Outside, the night air felt sharp and clean. 7 years ago, I left with humiliation. Tonight, I left by choice. Power isn't revenge. Power is being untouchable. I looked back once through the glass. Claire on her knees, my daughter clutching the letter. They weren't crying for me. They were crying because the truth finally replaced the story they believed. I walked away. No forgiveness, no goodbye.